This episode is brought to you by Leo Bato and Associates, ang realtor na patok. This episode is brought to you by Dr. Lourdes Capulong.
How
That's how it
how
feels, yeah.
how long have you been working on your music?
So on a more professional level, I would say the last 2 years, but music has always been, a big part of my life.
How old were you when you started, Lorraine?
8, I want to say. That's my earliest memory of me being involved in music. When I was 8, so at the time I was in 5th grade, I want to say, and I was attending this school called Our Lady of Loretto here in LA, and we had a school choir. And that's when I started to participate in music. But we also had like karaoke around the house, as all Filipino households do.
What would you normally sing?
So actually, the first moment I realized how beautiful singing was when I watched Leona Lewis on American Idol. I was really, really young at that time. But when she first aired, I was just in awe of her vocals. And I could still remember like the moment I was like sitting on my bunk bed, just like watching her and watching the reruns of American
But
Idol.
you weren't 8, or were you 8 at the time?
I was probably around that age,
Wow.
around then. But
Did you know you could sing, or you just wanted to sing?
I wanted to sing, yes. I felt like in me I can. But it wasn't until like later in the years where I wanted to take music a little bit more seriously.
Okay, I'll stop you there, huh? Like
By all means.
when you said within yourself, you knew you could, right? Can you explain that? Because that's very interesting. Because other people, kids, teens, young adults, whether it's music or whatever, they feel that they can,
Yeah, right.
but they never do.
But they never do. And I was in that position.
Okay,
when
let's
I
go
was-
there. I want to tackle
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
When I was younger, I never had like the confidence I knew I needed to be a singer. When I was younger, I wasn't necessarily encouraged in the household or anything like that. Also, I'm just a very naturally reserved and shy person.
Introvertish.
Yeah, I'm very introverted. But I can, it's balance. But I would say I identify more as I'm very shy. And so growing up, for me, music was an outlet for me, a creative outlet. And I looked to music for inspiration when I felt really, really lonely. And even till this day, I wouldn't be who I am without music. And I find myself in music.
So when you started singing, what did mom and dad say?
They didn't really say much.
Were they like you mentioned, like they weren't really pushing you to sing?
No, yeah, and it was more so because they wanted me to take a more conventional path, like a more stable job and finding security in a full-time job.
Did you?
And things like that. And yes, I'm currently working a full-time job. In the showbiz industry. But my mom always had hopes of me becoming a lawyer and studying in the legal field.
Did you?
No, I thought that's what I wanted to do. I did explore it and everything. I graduated in sociology.
Oh, pre-law.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that's the path I wanted to take because I really wanted to make a social, impact
Yeah.
through policy, and that stuff intrigued me. However, I knew in my heart I was an artist. Like I know in my heart that art is where my desires are. And so I just, when I first told my parents, obviously I had opposition. And a little bit of
Mostly
resistance.
from mom, mostly from dad.
Really from both. I
Really?
guess.
How many siblings do you have?
So I have a total of 3 siblings.
Are you the eldest?
I'm the eldest girl. Yeah. And
Eldest girl, meaning middle child, or eldest? What are you?
eldest girl. So like
Okay.
I'm a middle child. So I have my
Yeah,
brother.
I figured it out when you said eldest girl. I was like, okay, middle child.
Yeah,